Welcome to this edition of Talk with TAS Live. I'm your host, Dr. Teresa Smith, and we have been having a wonderful time here on Saturdays and Sundays. What we've been doing for the last couple of weeks is interviewing the cast of the stage play, The Brownie, an Unforgettable Trip. And so today I've got several cast members who are going to be joining me. And I think we're going to be kind of puzzled today because the individuals that are joining me maybe will be able to shed some light into what's really going on behind the scene. So uh, I can't wait to see what they can tell us about. Hey Betty, how you doing? Thank you for joining me again. It's always good to have my cousin here with me. She was with us last week, so it's good to see her today. But it's always interesting to see what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm just waiting on God and Satan to join us because I want to know what's happening on this unforgettable trip. So they should be joining us in just a moment. Let's see here. And all you have to do, guys, if you're trying to join me, is just click I think it's a plus on your side, or either you'll see something that says join. So hopefully they'll be hopping on in just a moment, everybody. Okay. All righty. I think this is Lewis that may be coming on. Hi, Lewis. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great, doing great. I'm waiting on Tyrone and Evelyn. And yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing. You saw, you might be my mother's long lost son. You did that eye work, so you guys think about what character he might be playing, because he did that eye work. And if you guys don't know the eye work I'm talking about, uh, you may not be Southern, or either you didn't have a Southern mother like mine, because she can do that eye work. But we're waiting on Evelyn. And if you're out there, just send me the little, maybe it should be a plus on your side, but you'll see something that says to join. Send me that, and then I'll be able to merge you into the live. But while we're waiting on them to come on, Lewis, I'll go ahead and get started with you. I was looking at your resume, and you have a very, hi, Evelyn. Hi, Evelyn. You'll see something that says to join, and I can bring you in. You have a lengthy resume. You have done some film, some stage, some dance. I had an opportunity to look at some of your talent show activities. So your hip hop, I'm gonna say some jazz. But when I saw you, I think you're using jazz music. But I thought about Fred Astaire. I thought about Gregory Hines. And I was like, this young man is so versatile. And then I saw the hip hop, and I'm like, okay, he's really able to manipulate his body, bring in all types of music in order to perfect his craft. And I was thinking to myself, now I wonder how that's going to help him with his role, guys. I'm sitting here talking to Satan, just in case you guys didn't know. I'm talking to Satan. Satan is in the house, and I thought, okay, he's basically classically trained. So talk with me a little bit about your love of, I'm going to say theater, because I think I read something that you've been maybe dancing and maybe acting since you were a young child. So talk to me a little bit about your path to where you are now as far as your craft.
Yeah. I did my very I I did my very first tap dance little number when I was like 5 years old. I was the lion in a version of The Wiz. So it was just
Oh,
it was a simple little just a little simple number because I was the only guy. And but yeah, I started tap and put that on the back burner for a good number of years, and I didn't start taking dancing seriously until maybe I was about 14, and it was at my school's homecoming. I was dancing to Michael Jackson's Thriller, and I was
mhm.
just I up until then I just been watching hip hop videos, just mimicking the moves, just trying to perfect them, and then I just started dancing at the dance, and everyone loved it. And then I just kept dancing around school. I danced at the talent show there, came in second place, then transitioned into college. I was known from some people I went to school with at my alma mater is Belhaven University.
Mhm.
So some people found out that I dance. So I would dance and just joke around every now and then. And then I did talent shows there my junior and senior year. Um, my junior year I came in second, and my senior year I came in first. But during my time at Belhaven, yeah, I taught myself hip hop and pop and lock, but I took ballet classes, beginner ballet, jazz,
Mm.
partner. So I just want to be versatile. And then I got back into tap. I got back into tap because during that time I was studying a lot. I was looking up, just watching movies and videos about of Gregory Hines, who I secretly think I'm related to because we have the same last name, but it's okay. uh,
That's true.
but Gregory Hines, Savion Glover, and you might know this or people might not know. They did a movie in the '80s called Tap.
Oh,
It
yes.
was Gregory Hines, Sammy Davis Jr.,
Yeah.
Arthur Briggs, Sandman, all legendary hoofers, and Savion Glover's name in the movie was Lewis,
Mm.
spelled Louis. Mine is Lew. But yeah, I just kept watching that movie and over and over and over again. I still got a long way to go when it comes to tap, but but yeah, dance is a huge part of me as a person and as part of my career. So with this show, I just I don't really have a set on what I do. It's just whatever comes to me and however my body feels in that moment, and I just cope with it.
And the reason I asked that question because you're playing the character of
Yeah.
Satan, and you know we have. Well, I'm Southern, and so I grew up during a time period where I was young. They talked about Satan having the horns, and you even see some of that now. But as an older person, and particularly hopefully in this age, because you're growing up much younger than me, but you're in a different age too, we realize that Satan looks just like we look. And so therefore, when I was prepping for the interview, I was just thinking about how you would be able to bring that character to life with the body because you have that talent. And sometimes body language speaks so much more than the words. They have a different impact. So think about that. I see that I've got Evelyn. Evelyn, do you see something on your end that says to join the live?
It's
Because I need you to.
there's a request button, so you just gotta tap request, and she'll send you the request, and you can accept it.
Let me see if I can do it from my end. Hope this is the right person. If not, we'll just ask them to leave. I may be sending it to you, Evelyn. I don't know if I sent it to the right person. Do you see something on your end that's asking you to accept or to join the live? Do you see anything, Evelyn? I don't see you coming in. I sent something for you to join the
Okay,
live.
I think she has to send you the
Yeah,
request.
she should. Yeah, but I was trying to bring her in since I hadn't received anything from her, and I saw where I could send something to her, Lewis. Um, so I don't know if she's seeing anything. But now, as you were developing this character of Satan, had you thought about utilizing your body to have? You're saying that I got something that said you're unable to join, Evelyn. Were you trying to use what I sent you, or were you trying to join on your own? Type that in the comments so I can see what you're trying to do.
Technical
Oh, she said
difficulties.
focus. Okay. What you may want to do, hey, you may want to oh, you try from both sides. Now I was listening to someone yesterday, and they were saying to the person they may need to update their app. But why don't you log out of IG and then come back in and then try to send me an invitation to join and see if we can get you in that way. And maybe it'll work that way. Okay. But Louis, had you thought about using your body, like I was saying, to convey the message of that character who Satan is?
In different ways, yeah. Because like I said before, I don't know. Like it just depends on my mood at the time because different things happen. So I can't really say, hey, do this now, do that now. It's just maybe I want to slouch or something, or my neck, or I can do this thing where my head is the only thing that's staying still. So just whatever I'm feeling in the moment, because Satan doesn't, devil himself doesn't. Well, he knows. Okay, in a way, he knows what he's gonna do, but then again, he also doesn't know what he's gonna do. It
Mm-hmm.
just depends on moving. But developing it, yeah, that's always been a big thing. Movement, whether I'm just either doing a certain walk or gliding, I can glide across the stage or whatever. It depends on what the situation is. So, like I said, my body has sometimes I like to say my body has a mind of its own. It just goes however it wants to. But like I said, you just never know what you're gonna get, and like the devil, you just never know. But it's
And
all right.
I think that's the reason it's going to be so amazing for the audience because I saw you doing, I'm not even going to try to do it. I saw you doing some, in one of the talent shows, I saw you doing the movements with your body. And even just then, when you just was only moving your body and your head was still, I think that will convey multiple things to the audience. It will feed into the lure of Satan, that mystic lure of Satan being something beyond life explanation. I think it'll feed into that. But also, I think it will feed into the fact that you never know how he's going to come. Because I'm not trying to give anything away, but the people are on this trip. And some people have this thing about a brownie. Well, in a sense, that brownie, I'm talking big picture, y'all keep your mind open, is really kind of Satan because it's my brownie. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm so hooked on this brownie.
Yeah,
Hooked. You understand? I'm hooked on it.
yeah,
I ain't gonna give y'all none. So it's taken on, you can call it an idol, but it's not a good
right,
thing the way I'm hooked on this
right.
brownie and won't let anybody else have any. And so, it's like when you start looking at it, and I've been on with most of the cast, so there's so many layers to every character and the whole stage play. It's like, okay, Satan, yeah, the person's in the flesh, the person's doing all the things that you're talking about, but it's that metaphorical Satan.
Yeah,
And that takes many forms. And so, guys, I'm trying to tell you, you have got to go and see the stage play. You don't want to miss it. That it's going to be very, very interesting. Now, I know that you're playing off of Tyrone, and I don't think he has tried to join us. You have got to be related. You are you related to any Bennett's? Any Bennett's in your family?
Don't know anyone of that name.
Okay. I tell you, my cousin, if she's still on, she gonna probably say, yeah, you got to be related to us. Cause you did that look again. I'm telling you, I got to tell Mama about you. You did that look. Mm-mm. You got to be related to somebody that we know. I'm telling you.
Hey,
But you say you don't know any business, huh?
small world. You never know. It could be
That's
your
right.
third,
That's
fourth,
right.
it could be your third, fourth cousin off your aunt-in-law side or whatever. You just never know. So.
You're right about that. And I think Mama used to say that one of her father's brothers, I think he moved west. I think she always was like saying Texas, but there's lots of little states and lots of little stops along the way from North Carolina on the way to Texas. But he was somewhere going west. And even if he went to California, there's lots of little stops along the way. But I'm looking at the complexion for one thing, but also I'm looking at body language. But you are, but Tyrone, and I didn't see a name that led me to believe it might be Tyrone out there. But I'm trying to call him.
He's scared.
I can't get it.
He's scared.
But now,
that's all it is. He's scared.
Tyrone, if you
it.
out there, Satan said Lewis said that you scared. You say he's scared.
Last I checked, God has no fear. He's all knowing, all powerful. So what's up? Just saying. That's all.
He throwing it down. He said he here. God's all knowing. Tyrone, you all knowing, and you know what's happening on this call today, on this Instagram call, this live. So why you not here is what he's saying, because you know everything. Okay.
They say God is everywhere, but that's different. I'm just saying. I mean, facts are facts. Sorry.
He don't seem to be here today. I don't know why. But now tell me this though. I know that because I haven't seen the play itself. I haven't seen the notes or anything. So do you and God interact, or are you both just portions of scenes?
It's a little bit of both. We don't really interact until like the very end, and I'm just gonna say that. But there are portions of scenes where we speak off stage, but in the same vicinity together. That does not happen until the judgment.
And when I was thinking about this, you guys, I was reminded of Job and the conversation that God and Satan had. Have you tried my friend, Job? And then, God allows all those things to happen to Job. And then at the end, we know that, during the process, Job's wife is like, won't you curse, curse God, you've been doing all this different stuff, blah, 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 blah. He's left you, whatever. But he never, wavers.
He's here.
Because he was a good man. He was, hi, Tara. How do you join? Tell him. I'm going to let you tell him. He got it. I'm not going to, I got to say this. He said that trash talk. I'm trying to bring Tyrone over, guys.
Hello. Can you hear me?
He should be popping up.
He's here. I see him.
Oh, you see him? Okay, I'll see him in a moment then. There he comes. Tyrone, were your ears burning?
No, my ears was not burning. I was sitting there thinking, I got to hear him get to this interview. Sorry. I have a busy day today. I'm sorry.
That is okay. And, I'm sitting here talking with Satan. Evelyn hasn't joined us. Okay. And she was having some technical difficulties. And so, he was just talking about the fact that God is all-knowing and, blah, 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 blah,
He's
blah,
correct.
blah, blah.
Emphasis on the blah, 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 blah.
I understood exactly what the meaning of the blah, 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 blah was. So Satan needs to be careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see about
Well,
that.
let me just do a quick overview since I may not have Evelyn. This is the Brownie, an unforgettable trip. And so you've got individuals from the Greater Trials Missionary Baptist Church. They're going basically on a church retreat. And so something happens along the way on this retreat. The Brownie is a central character, like I was talking to Satan about. I'm going to go into roles now with Satan about. And so today we've got Tyrone has just joined us, and he is playing the character of God. And I've been sitting here talking with Lewis, who is playing Satan. And so what I want to do now, since you're here with us, Tyrone, talk to the audience a little bit about, because Satan just alluded to Judgment Day, but talk to the audience just a little bit about, because we don't want to give anything away, just a little bit about your character, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Well, with God being God, there's not much needing to be added to the fact that he's God. And so he's in the presence of these people who come to the kingdom. They're coming into heaven. They've had a terrible accident, and they're here for judgment. And a lot of them are misunderstanding their life situation, their life circumstances. And as they come up before God, I guess they're expecting God to be, I don't know, maybe the soft-hearted, which God is. You understand God is, but he's giving you your time. He's giving you your time to do what you needed to do to get things right. And the character that I play, he's not there to be mean, but he's not also there to pacify you. He's there to simply pass judgment and to, reward those who have done what they were supposed to do, and to also issue out the punishment to those that have not. I don't know how much more to give on that.
No, we don't want to give anything away, but I was talking to my mother last night, and it's an old song, and somebody that's older, they'll know it. But there's a part of a song that says, "Let me explain it to you, baby. I didn't mean nothing bad. I just want to talk to you." And so that comes to mind because what you're saying is when we get there, you're going, well, not me, but when they get there, you're going to pass judgment. That's not the time to beg and try to explain why I did what I did and what it meant to me.
Right.
So it's like you stern, you
That's
love
right.
it,
Yes.
you stern, but you've given us all these years to get it right, and we just don't get it right. And so now Judgment Day has come, and we got to accept it.
Oh, yeah. And that's what God kind of says to, not without giving it away, he actually make that mention to one of the characters that you've had your time. You've had plenty of time to get this right. And so there is no more going back, so.
Now, not giving it away, because I'm thinking how I might sort of envision something. So once the judgment is passed, well, Satan is there. I'm assuming, is Satan there while judgment is the final decision is being passed, or is he under peripheral?
Yeah, I think with this play, it's really, really cool how she makes this happen because, according to scripture, we see things just a little bit different. But with this play, Satan is there and he's being the agitator that he is, that we know him to be, creating and then making light of the sentence being passed and trying to really get them to kind of, understand that, hey, I didn't do this to you, you did it, but he's the author of confusion,
I mean,
and he offers a little bit of a lighthearted joking to the matter, and he has his moments with God too. But I want to tell you something. Truth is that God doesn't waste much time with Satan because he already knows his place.
Yeah, Satan already knows his place, but Satan, I mean, I just sit back and just watch everything happen. I don't start anything. I don't do anything. I just sit back and watch.
Remember that Satan is the author of confusion.
Yes.
So maybe right now to all those who are watching, Satan is trying to confuse you. But come on and see the play and see who has the final say so.
Look, I'm just here trying to talk about this play now. So. Like I said, Satan gets blamed for everything. He ain't doing nothing. I'm just sitting in the comfortability on my bed. I'm just here, and I still get blamed. But yeah, come see the show, and you'll see what we're talking about.
All right.
Hi, Angela. But now I love. I was sitting here listening to you guys. I love the banter. I
Yes.
love the banter between you guys. And I love your voice, Tyrone, because when you were talking about your role as God, I could hear that sternness. And it was like, tricks are over. This is real. This is it. You know, and I can only imagine how at least one of those characters, well, all of them, because at least, I mean, for those that don't know, and I can't name all the characters, but you got Brother Baller going and his wife. I'm trying to think, is his side piece going? Y'all have to help me. I don't know if his side piece,
Yeah,
his brother.
piece. His wife is at home falling while he's falling. Yeah.
That's right. Because the wife don't go, so Brother Baller. Hi, Felicia. We got Brother Baller and his side piece because his wife don't go.
Yeah.
I think Deacon Wright's going.
Deacon Wright and his wife, yeah.
His wife. I don't know if he got a side piece. And I know Pastor is going.
Pastor stays home. Well, he makes it.
He goes on the. We can't really give it all.
We're not giving out too much of that.
We can't give it all away.
We're going to talk about the fact that you have Deacon Wright, you have Sister Wright there, you have Amber, you have
Sister Nadine and Champagne and Amber. So you have all these.
Okay.
These characters there.
Just imagine, you got this real good old fashioned, real housewife of Atlanta in heaven waiting to be. Yeah.
And Nadine, I mean, you talk about Sister Nadine when you say that.
Oh yeah.
I assume you refer to that because she's good, guys. I mean, white uniform because she's church usher. It is pressed. She is on point. She is making sure the pastor does his job, the deacons do their job, everybody do their job.
She
tries to get God to do his job.
Oh no, she
does.
She's the self-proclaimed HUIC. Head usher in charge.
Until she comes to my kingdom.
Somebody gonna be able to sit her down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come and see.
It is a phenomenal play. I want to say that, with what Felicia has here, especially with the role of God, like if you're coming and you're really wondering really about Christianity and what's after we leave this earth, it's a great representation of getting your affairs in order because there is something waiting for you. You have to choose. So I really do think that this is something to come see. Powerful.
Guys, and how can people get tickets? I mean, how do we get tickets to see this play?
I think it's Eventbrite, I believe.
Yeah, Eventbrite has tickets. There's also, if you know any cast members, for instance, Louis and I are on here right now, you can reach out to any one of us. I'm sure we both have Instagram. Mine is very simple, Tyrone D. Rogers. But just reach out to one of the cast members.
Louis Hines.
All together. And we're selling those tickets as well, so you can get them from one of the cast members. You can get them from Eventbrite, and you can also reach out to Felicia herself to, get you some tickets. So we can make that happen.
Yeah. And
so, guys, you're hearing it here. You can get tickets from the cast members. Also, and I'll be tagging the Brownie, the Unforgettable stage play. Forgettable Trip is the stage play when I post. So you can reach out to Felicia there. It's going to be on Eventbrite. Any cast member. Also, the play is going to be. It's going to be recorded. We're going to film it. So if you're not in the Mississippi area, you can still reach out to Felicia and you can get a copy of it. As you see, every time I sit down with the cast, you're learning a little bit more about what this play is about, and you don't want to miss it because now we're sitting having a conversation with God and Satan. And I'm telling you, God's kind of scary too. Satan really, we've been having this conversation, except for him doing my mother's eye movement and stuff. He seemed to be a really nice guy. He seemed to be real cool. I thought maybe he might be part of my family, Tyrone. But
that's part of the trick. That's part of the trick.
That's the trick. That's the trick.
The devil.
And the truth is, you're hearing it from Satan himself right now. He's letting you know that it's a trick. So that's why I want the people out there watching to be mindful that he himself has no other choice but to admit that he does nothing but trick and fool. So come see the play.
I ain't afraid to admit it's what I do. I ain't afraid to admit it's what I do, and I enjoy it.
Get thee behind.
Sit back and go, hey, man, get thee behind, man, whatever. I just let whatever happen. If I gotta start some drama, I gotta start some drama. But yeah, that's my job. I gotta make the fun. I gotta make some fun for
I
me.
have no idea why I even gave you a mouth, son.
You didn't give Satan a mouth. This came by himself. Thank you very
I
much.
created
All right.
all things, including your mouth.
Whatever. Whatever.
God doesn't argue. Miss
Well,
Taz,
you
we
basically just
won't
did.
stop
You
that.
basically just did. So you basically just
Oh.
argued with me for like the last
Hey,
few
but
minutes. So
with all due
and also
respect, though, I
God doesn't
absolutely
lie either.
love
You just
Lewis
lied.
as
You
a
said you don't
person.
argue.
Lewis
You just
is a
did.
wonderful person, but I have to
Yes, he
fight with him for the role that he chose to play. You know, I couldn't play that role. As a man that I am, I think that when we were casting all of this, I was willing to try many different things, but Satan, Deacon Wright, I can't. You know, my
And
wife would have a hard time with me playing
and
those roles. You know,
actually, funny story. Before when I saw this, I literally been wanting to play a nihilistic character for a while now. For those who don't know what nihilism is, or the study of nihilism, is basically you really just don't care. Anything can happen, and you really just don't care. And I've been watching prime examples. Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight. That is a prime example.
Mhm.
Um, Michael B. Jordan's performance as Killmonger in Black Panther, and Mike Weiss's performance as Riff in the Steven Spielberg West Side Story. The nihilism that just ties them all together. They just do things for the sake of doing it. They don't care about the consequences. And I just found that very, very interesting that someone can have that mindset. You know what? I'm just gonna do whatever, and you know what? I like it. I don't care. So when I saw this, I'm thinking, okay, this could be fun. This could be fun. And it's like Tyrone is definitely different from me because I think of the consequences that come in the long run. But with this one, it was given a lot. I was given a lot of fun, a lot of leeway, and that's what I love about characters like this. Is when you can make it your own. There's not a set. Hey, Satan has to be this type. You just play around
Mhm.
and just go back to what you said about my dancing. I've incorporated a lot of my dancing, a lot of just all different kinds of things. Look, Satan is not stationary. He's not.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
not. You're not. Some characters you just see standing, interacting with people, or just sitting interacting with people. He's everywhere. He's everywhere, and he's nowhere at the same time.
Mhm.
read your scripture.
Yeah.
Satan ain't everywhere. His little demons are, but he ain't everywhere.
In this case,
And you
Satan
see
does his own dirty work.
and that's a good point, God Tyrone, because his dominions or his demons are everywhere. But that's the reason I think we were saying earlier, you don't know. I was talking about the brownie and how it became an idol. In my opinion, guys, I haven't read anything, but sort of like an idol. Everybody can't have my brownie. No, you can't have none. Well, it's become God, but has it become a portion of Satan? Because now I won't give, and we
Right.
was taught to give. So, like you said, the demons or the dominions, they're everywhere, and they show up in a deceptive manner that you don't
That's right.
always
One of
realize it.
the spiritual implications that you can pull from this play is with Sister Nadine. She serves many different forms of God. So when we talk about that brownie, you're right. It becomes a form of a God to her in the sense
Yeah,
of greed, in the sense of selfishness, and there's a part that I don't want to go too much into where the Lord speaks to her and He's telling her, there was a homeless man and you entertained him, and it goes into she won't share these things, and as Christians, we're not called to hold on and to harvest anything that has earthly values. And Sister Nadine, she really displays all of that, how we can idolize even the smallest of things, a brownie. And
yeah.
that brownie represents greed, it represents lust, it represents values most.
Also pride
Pride,
too, because
right,
she's very,
definitely.
very proud. She's
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very proud about those brownies. She's always talking about her brownies. She doesn't share her
How
brownies with
good they
anybody,
are.
how good they are,
Yeah.
except for one person she's willing to share her brownies with.
Oh, her
There's only
pastor.
That's what
yeah,
I'm going to say, Pastor.
Mm.
But
that's the only person she's willing to
she
share.
wants,
But
she wants
pride, greed, lust, all that does coincide with her love for her brownies. She idolized those brownies though, and the more do this. I think we've all said something about this, that the brownies for Nadine is a coping mechanism for something that's happened in her past. Something has happened, so she used those as a coping mechanism. Those are mine. Those are mine. There's a mine only. I took time. I prepared these. So, but yeah. But everything what Tyrone said, how and everything you said, how she idolized those, that she puts brownies before anybody else. Even brownies before herself. But yeah.
And
But I think
sort
that's
of, no,
go ahead.
I'm listening.
No, I was just going to make a comment since he mentioned the trauma. It is a trauma. I think it's a trauma response for Nadine. But also, I just want to remind the audience that because of some of the content, we do have a trigger content warning.
Yes.
And we will have social workers there because for some people, and even seeing the Judgment Day, it may trigger something in the individual. So we will have social workers on hand so that if individuals need to talk with someone.
Absolutely.
Also, the playbill will have resources in there, national resources, where you can reach out and get assistance. So I just wanted to throw that in since you mentioned that.
Yeah.
With someone who's worked in behavior and as a crisis response counselor for suicide and things like that, I was definitely going to say that this play do offer a lot of things that we choose, that we go through in our lives, from suicide to abuse to codependent issues, because you can obviously see a lot of that in there. Substance abuse, when we talk about, Sister Nadine's husband, there's so many different things that we need to be aware of in here. But what I want to say with that from a spiritual standpoint is that, a lot of this reflects on the fact that so many times we try to replace that void on the inside of us that's longing for God with worldly things.
Yeah.
And so as you're watching this play and as you're seeing those things like that self-mutilation, that substance abuse, that spousal abuse, and all these different things, to remember at the end of this that it's all about God, and how we need him in our lives, and how if we have him, he fills that void and we don't have a need for any of that. But yet we can also rest assured that we have a place that we get to be with the Lord, and it's eternal.
Or with the devil, whichever comes first.
I pray that nobody chooses hell.
And our actions are saying what we're choosing, correct, God?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
I want to make
be mindful that your actions do say what you're choosing.
That's true. That is true.
We don't get to Judgment Day and then make the decision. Judgment Day is where the decision is handed out, but we've made the decision all throughout life based upon how we've been behaving.
Yes.
So that's something that I want folks to keep in mind, because this is really serious.
It is.
And
it is.
Now I talked to Louis a little bit about his background. I want to also talk a little bit about your background. I was doing a little research last evening. So did I see you? Was that Vivica? Was that for your picture with Vivica? I kept looking. Help us. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, that's Vivica. Just like Louis, we both love theater. We love, acting and music. And I've been a part of the theater scene for quite a while. As a kid growing up, church dramas. I served in the Salvation Army growing up. And so Salvation Army is much bigger than most people think. They have a lot of things for young people, from acting to singing to things like that. And so I've been involved in, college choirs, concert choirs, but also as an independent artist, I sing. And so my music, is a big part of who I am, playing in background roles, but now moving into more lead and support roles. God is really opening up doors. But this one was really special because I saw this and felt led to really offer my talent in a place where I can really serve the Lord and offer a message. So I use a lot of my gifts for encouraging young people, to let them know that you're not a product of where you come from, especially young people of color. We feel like we have to serve labels. And truth is that we do not have to be the labels that are placed on our life. You don't have to be another statistic. You can break those barriers and become something much greater than what you were told you were going to be. And so I use theater, I use music, I use acting as a platform to encourage. And so, I've been doing it for now about 19 years of off and on small stages, but God has placed me on much bigger stages lately. I represent Mr. Science for Central Creativity. So I was just filming recently a segment for stem cells for Chevron Gas in New Orleans, and leading people into getting involved into STEM science and things of that nature. And so it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Going in today to perform at Southeastern's Southern Gospel Fest tonight, I'm singing. So absolutely a wonderful journey of just presenting what God gave me to the world. So
Now, I'm telling you, Felicia and Evelyn have assembled a really strong cast. I mean, I've just been amazed at the talents, the musicians, the actors, and just the fact that people are coming from so many different genres, because you're a singer also. You know, I started out meeting with Brady and
Keep.
now.
Keep.
I want to say Lanetta. Is it Lanetta?
Lanita. Yeah, Lanita.
I always say the wrong way. Lanita. You know, it's like, you know, the singers, and then,
I sing,
you know,
my genre of music is totally different. I sing opera and classical. I'm a trained opera singer. So yeah.
Now, even I didn't know that. I just found that out. I did not know that.
Yes. So.
well, you know, I'm not surprised, because I'm not surprised, because your countenance, your presence reminds me of Pavarotti. So I'm not surprised. And, you know, that's high cotton. For people who know that phrase me, that's high cotton. And of course, you know. But yeah, your presence reminds me of him. I mean, not of him, but of an opera singer. So when you say that, immediately he comes to mind, because you just exude something. Even when you talk about God, and even the banter back and forth, like I said, you're quite stern, but you're nice with it. But you're stern. You know, but you.
Well, it's really hard to be. It's really hard to be mean. Look at Lewis. You know, I love Lewis. I think he's wonderful. I have to really make myself believe that he really is a bad guy and is played to really talk in a certain way.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird thing, because people who know me know that I'm nowhere near like Satan at all, which is all the more reason why I want to do it. Just get something people will never even expect. Even my family, they're always asking, especially my aunt, how are they gonna turn you into the devil? There's a way. Trust me, there's a way.
I think I can get the devil saved by the end of the play, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Doc. I know you can.
Don't know about that one. No, I really don't know about that. I doubt that, honestly. No, I doubt it.
Well, we're not gonna doubt God now.
I just did.
Well, that's the reason why he served down under.
Hey, I got my own territory. It's fine. I'm the ruler of my own kingdom.
I love going back and forth with him. We'll cut it out.
But you have to go back and forth. And you know, when you say that, it reminds me of the angel and the devil on your shoulder.
Exactly.
And guys, the banter that you're hearing between them is the banter, if we're honest, that we go through. Right. We're in the center. We got the angel on one shoulder, and we've got the devil on the other, and he's saying, "Do this," and he says, "Don't do that." And I'm like, "Which way am I going to lean? That way, or am I going to lean that way?"
It's funny that you say that, because we have been talking about that, and we're trying so hard not to give too much away, but there's a scene where one character in particular, she does have there's a scene where Satan and a guardian angel are semi side by side of this one character, trying to get her, do this, do that, do this, don't do this. And so yeah, the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. Which one am I going to? Which one? Mm-hmm. So we love that concept. And what I really truly love about this is Satan and the guardian angels, they're there, but no one in the cast associates with them. They never interact with them at all. Mm-hmm. So I love as if they're invisible, but they're visible too. I love that so much.
Mm-hmm. And that's an interesting concept, but it's a reality. They are visible, but they're invisible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, on that note, I was thinking when you guys were talking, because I've been looking at, because you guys have really good chemistry. And I've listened to many actors, you know, over the years, because I love this genre of culture. Have you guys deliberately stayed apart from each other in order to remain in character? Because you're in character today, even with the banter back and forth for our audience. But have y'all been very intentional about remaining apart from each other?
I wouldn't say intentional.
Not
Lewis lives
intentional,
in the
no.
metro area of Jackson, and I live
Yeah.
in Laurel. So, and we're both very busy. So there's really, hardly any time to do any type of interaction. Because, I'm away and he's there. But I think that if I was nearby, Lewis would be somebody that I would spend some time with. Lewis is a great guy.
Yeah, definitely. And times when we're not in rehearsals, but going back to Vivica was here doing Sunday Kind of Love, and we were on set for that day. I never got the chance to meet Vivica because I was doing something else the next day. I was on the call for one day. But we saw each other on set, and we're just like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? It's like nothing happened. Then we get to rehearsal. It's like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, everybody? It's all love. It's all love.
Yeah.
Okay.
All love. And going back to what you said about chemistry, one thing I love about theater and acting, you can literally be strangers, and then when y'all get together, y'all have one common goal, y'all have a common love, and the chemistry is just naturally there, and you have no idea who this person is, but y'all just click so quick. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, definitely agree.
And I hadn't thought about it like that, because I guess I'm old school from the perspective, because I don't act. That it takes a little while, but you're right. You got that come and go, so that's gonna really drive the fact that you want whatever the product is to be successful. So you're gonna find a way to mesh your character so that the audience believes it. So that's interesting. But I'm not gonna go back to that spiritual part. That's the reason why it's also so easy to get swayed the wrong way, or perhaps the right way. Because there is a common interest, even though sometimes that interest is not for our best interest. A lot of interest there, God. But there's some commonality that makes this attractive to me when it shouldn't be. I should be attracted to this is a good show to God. I should be attracted to this. Mm-hmm. So I think also the audience will really get my hope is, and I haven't read anything, but I know Felicia's an excellent writer. My hope is that the audience will be able to see the dichotomy and why it is a struggle, that tug of war that we all go through on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Trying to live right, trying to live the Christian life, trying to get into the kingdom. You're about to say something? Louis?
I was just agreeing, but I've had this thought just running in my head this whole time. It still coincides with the play, but I'm still I'm still listening. It's just a thought that I just wanted to point out. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want me to say it? Oh, I also really enjoy the fact that it's a story of I'm trying to think different families, different people. Things like I told. Look, there's Deacon Wright and his wife, Brother Ball and his girlfriend, Pastor and Lady Craig. Stories with Champagne and Amber. And Nadine and Kenny, basically 4 different families and other side characters. It really took me to Think Like a Man, where you have 4 different couples, and then you have some people that kind of like the every character that is kind of that mingle in and out in their lives. So as Satan, I think he's kind of like the one character that just kind of that floats around, where like for prime example, Kevin Hart as Cedric in Think Like a Man, he's with his boys or he's mingling with the guys and their prospective lovers. So I just love that concept, like 4 different families, and then you have this 1 or 2 or 3 individual characters that still float in the same boat. I just found that very, very, very interesting.
Well, that's a good point. And when you think about those 4 different families, guys, this play is so good. Anybody that's older, they may remember Peyton Place. They may remember Dallas with Larry Hagman, Dynasty with Diane Carroll, Joan Collins. And then, of course, I'm in the South, the stories, Young and the Restless, General Hospital still on. But I say that, all of that to say, with those 4 families, Felicia is representing different parts of our community and sometimes different parts of individuals within one person.
That's right.
Because as individuals, we're so complex. And so you can look at each one of those families they could all represent one whole family. Different parts of each of those individuals could make up one person. And so, but then you got Satan. He's still Satan. And then I just talk
That's right.
about the other characters that are all a part of it, and they are who they are. But I think about Satan. He is Satan regardless of who the family is or who that individual is. And you know, Kenny's a good guy, like I said. Kenny's a good man. He just don't seem to be a good man for Nadine at this moment. But he's a good guy. And I think that your point is well taken, that it's amazing how we're able to view in, really as a voyeur, how people's lives are and what they're willing to give up in order to have something else. Deacon Wright, you know, Brother Baldwin, Pastor Craig, you know, and the young lady, I can't think what her name is right now, walking down that aisle and everything. You just let it go. And then you got Champagne, thank you, got Sister Nadine, whatever she said. And then it's kind of like the First Lady, he just kind of scoots her to the side. But we see this in our everyday life also. So thank you for bringing that point up, Lewis. We're about to come to a if you guys were going to share with the audience why they should come and see this play, I want you to tell them now why they should come and see this play. It is going to be in Mississippi on April the 29th. It's going to premiere at 3 p.m. That's Central Standard Time, guys. It is going to be filmed, so you will be able to contact Felicia to get a copy of it for those of us who may not be able to make it to Mississippi. And of course, all the cast members have tickets. But I'm going to start with you guys, Tyrone. Why should people come and see this play?
Well, you know, for me, it's always going to be the spiritual aspect of what we're offering. To keep it simple, you know, you need to know that you know God, and that you're living the way that God has called you to. What does the word say? You know, you're not going to make it to heaven and to be able to barter with your life. You're not going to be able to beg and plead, because by that time you should have already made the decision. So this play is going to challenge you to get it right now, to make that decision, to make him king and Lord of your life. And so I'm encouraging you to come for the salvation, the spiritual aspect of it. Come, enjoy the laughter, enjoy all the comedy that's offered to you, but really pay attention to the spiritual aspect that's put before you, and let God be God of your life. That's what I think.
Thank you. Lewis, why should people come to this play?
Just to see something different, you know. This is an original screenplay, it's original characters, and real stories, and I really want people to come and see this and say, okay, I get it. I've seen this before. I've seen people wanting more out of their marriage or less out of their marriage or something else for themselves. But just to see, the great thing about theater is just people, especially if you're just having a bad day or just whatever, you just need like an escape or something. Just come and see this whole new world that strangers have created to put on for you, and just enjoy it, and maybe possibly relate to it, and maybe walk out feeling some type of way. And also, going off what Tyrone has been saying, building a better relationship with God, and walking out of there saying, okay, I know what I need to do, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Well, thank you, Lewis. Hines is playing Satan, and Tyrone Rogers is playing God. I thank you guys so much for being with me today on Talk with TAS Live.
Thank you.
I have been enjoying my conversations with everybody. These are two phenomenal men who are actors. And guys, you got to come see this play. And if you cannot, you know, you can reach me here on Instagram. I will connect you with Felicia so that you can get a copy of the play, because this is going to be an excellent play. And you're going to leave there thinking, who, me? Yeah, you. You might need to sweep around our own doorstep. I'm just saying. But this has been Talk with Taz Live. Again, thank you so much for joining us. You got one thing?
Yeah. I just want to say something real quick to help Satan out. Satan, your time is coming too, you know.
Well, I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. But also, from earlier, thank the compliment from Fred Astaire and Gregory Hines. That actually meant a lot. Those are two crazy legends. God rest their souls. Amazing guys, talented men, in particular. I've been referenced to first, of course, Michael Jackson because all my dancing. And one of my college professors said he thought of Ben Vereen.
Yes.
So like, whoa, first Ben Vereen, now Fred Astaire, Gregory Hines, man.
Gene Kelly. You couldn't leave Gene Kelly out.
Oh my God, I don't know about that. I never thought about Gene Kelly. I don't think I'm up there with Gene Kelly now.
Yes.
Because
we speak it as it is.
That's right.
You're going to be a hooper. You're going to be a world-renowned hooper. Am I saying it correctly? Or tap that? Hooper. Yeah, because we don't see that now.
I got a long way to go, but
with God,
I want to continue to better. Yeah, I'm going
to
continue to
better. Can you say that,
better.
Lewis? Can you say "but with God"?
Lewis
say that for me.
Lewis can, Satan can't. Sorry. Of course, but no, aside from saying God is my foundation, He's my everything, He's my reason for living, my reason for breathing. Without Him, I'm useless and I'm worthless. But as this is Lewis talking now, Satan is out the picture right now. But yeah. But thank you for the time, and
absolutely.
I know Tyrone is crazy busy. I'm busy too. I'm still trying to get this play under control. So, but we got some time. I think the rush aspect of it kind of helps me with it. When it gets crunch time, that's when everything kind of sinks in. Because one of the last shows I did, I was Shakespeare, three different characters. One character had a 2-minute monologue about this long, a whole page. When it got close to it, that's when everything kind of
started clicking.
It started clicking. Like, okay, this is actually helping out a lot. But don't. Everyone's aspect is different. Everyone is different, but just finding different ways to make it comfortable for you.
Exactly. And Tyrone, the best of luck to you tonight. I know that you will have a wonderful show at the Southern Gospel Festival.
Yes.
So I know that everything will go well there. And guys, I look forward to talking to you at another occasion when you're doing something else that you want my audience to know about. So don't be strangers, okay? You know how to get up with me, so don't be strangers.
I appreciate you so much.
I do have one real quick thing. If any of your audiences are fans of religious horrors, my movie Children of Sin is on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Say the name of it again.
Children of Sin. If you like religious horrors, check this out.
On Tubi and
Amazon Prime.
I don't.
It was a great show, but it's a good show. You may just find yourself. It's got some cringe moments in there, but you will probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. And you're in that, Lewis?
I'm him.
Okay. All righty. I'm going to check it out and tell my audience how they can stay connected to you guys. So you tell us first, Lewis, so I can make sure I jot it down too. How can we stay connected with you?
You can say Facebook is Lewis Hines, LEWISHINES. Instagram, the Lewis Hines, THELEWISHINES. My YouTube channel, Lewis Hines. IMDb. Just Google Lewis Hines actor, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And Tyrone?
Yeah, it's the same page. It's Tyrone D. Rogers on Facebook, on Instagram. I have my Facebook music page. There is my Grace Talent Network, where I try to network for local artists and connect them with, different people to get them on screen. So yeah, you'll find me on Instagram, on Facebook. Just type in the name. You can Google it and you'll find it.
All right, guys. You've got all that, guys, and of course you'll hear it all in the replay. I have enjoyed getting to know you guys today, and we knew this is the way it was going to be because God always has a plan. I'm sorry Evelyn wasn't able to join us. She tried to join us. She was having technical difficulties, Tyrone, and she couldn't join us.
Okay.
But this is the way it's supposed to be anyway, and God always knows. And so we've had a great time, and you guys have gotten a chance to get to know these wonderful actors and all the things that they're doing. And now we know that Tyrone has a talent network. So anyone who's wanting to get into this industry, you gotta road in right here. Reach out to him. So again, thank you guys so much for being with me today on Talk with TAS Live. Until next time, I want everybody to take care of them so they can take care of someone else. Bye now.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.